Hey there, geologists. How are you today? Ooh, that doesn't sound too bad. It's going to be the weekend. Do any of you have any plans to observe some landforms? Wow, some of you do. Well, I hope that you see some of the landforms that we've talked about. If you live in the Bayview, you can get some great views of the bay while standing on a peninsula. You might even see some cliffs. That was some great learning from yesterday. Do you remember what we learned about earlier this week? Oh, great, most of you do. Yes, so I told you about scientist Kali's story and the questions that we got from it. Let's read what we did on Monday. Oh, it was an image. So we talked about things that we could see on the beach, like waves, water, sand, plants, and rocks. Okay, glad I had that there. I'd almost forgotten about it. The next day, we extended and explored our question by observing some rocks and learning about different textures that they could have. Let's reread the different textures that we learned about. So rocks can be smooth, rough, hard, soft. They can have a woven texture. It could be bumpy, jagged, and ridged. Okay. I'm glad we had looked at that picture of sand. I initially thought it was rough, but when you look at it close up, the little rocks are actually smooth. The next day, we made some observations with my models, and I still have them. So let's observe them again. So the sand actually absorbed too much water, so we'll leave that alone. But the rocks here, or the pebbles that were smooth and bigger, didn't move as much. And our jagged little rocks moved a little more than the sand. Or not as much as the sand, but more than this. There we go. So, now do you think we can answer our question? Yeah, you think so? Well, what do you think? Water can erode rocks. I agree. What else? These rocks can be washed away with water. That's right. Do all rocks erode and wash away at the same time? That's right, they don't. It's based on their texture and, well, other things. But let's focus on texture for now. And our models helped us see that. Well, geologists, I think we're ready to write down our learning. Let's start with our first sentence, water can erode rock. I'm going to take down my posters, and you can write in your notebook. So we're starting water. Okay. And you also said not all rocks erode the same. The texture can affect the time. I'm going to use black for that. Not all rocks erode the same. The texture can affect the time. Silent E. Same texture can affect the time. And I think that's what we came up with. I was thinking of drawing the three models underneath and including the A, B, C, D, E's. What do you think of that? Awesome. Why don't you follow along with me? So I'll need this for my 3 containers. All right, and if I'm going to be accurate, this one needs to be blue. This one could be different colors, and this one has to be yellowish. these jagged rocks. I think that's a good way to show that something's jagged. And it looks like it has some rocks over here. If you want to be really accurate, geologists, you can draw every single rock. But I'm going to modify it a bit. So this is our jagged, and they're small rocks. And then this one we'll do here, and that was multicolored. So I'm gonna get some red in there. There's not as many rocks over here, but there's more on the mound. All right, add some yellow. Make sure to put most of our rocks here, not all over like the blue. This one's a little harder to be accurate. Looks like little snacks. Are you sketching with me, geologists? I hope you are. And I'm gonna get some white rocks in here. And maybe a little black rocks too. All right, and these are our larger, because they're not large, larger, smooth rocks. Oh, I forgot to write. This one's kind of like our cliffs. And our final one kind of looks like popcorn, all mashed up together. It's harder to draw the individual pieces because they're so small. So I'm just going to color a big block of yellow. We're going to write small, smoother rocks. This is our sand. And I'm going to have labels, oatmeal, rocks, so that other scientists know what I used. All right, accurate, big, colorful, detailed, explained. Okay, I have all the ABCDEs. Whew. All right, well, let's see. I have my 3 different models. I didn't draw the water. Whew. Now I have my 3 models and the water labeled, and it looks right now. So it seems like rocks and some textures are better and stronger against erosion than other ones. That's good to know the next time you want to build a habitat in the beach. Well, geologists, this ends our time for today and for this week. What did you enjoy learning the most? That sounds great. I really enjoyed this because geology is really fun for me. Enjoy the rest of the show, geologists. I'll see you next week.